Part 2 of the dirtiest, horrific secret of my billionaire husband will shock you. I'm still shaking. I'm still shocked. Anyway, and then he disappeared into the dark. So I followed the path that he did. Next to his house, there's like a couple of bungalows that he's got in his house. I saw him in one of them turning into a beast. A beast. My husband, a beast. And that is not just it. I see him sucking the blood out of one of the servants. The servant let out this massive scream. This shocked me, and I screamed as well. So he noticed that I was there. And he came, still looking in his beastly form, told me, "What on earth are you doing here? I told you not to follow me. I told you not to ask questions." Before I knew it, something massive hit me at the back of the head. I fell down, and I was in and out of consciousness. He dragged me into this like cave. So when I woke up, I felt like my body hurting, aching, and I'm thinking, is it the hit or something else? I see teeth marks on my skin. And he said, "You dared to disobey me. You will pay for the consequences with your life." And he left. Then morning comes. I look around to see skeletons, to see skulls around me in that cave. Then I started wondering, what on earth did I get myself into? One of the servants came to give me my food, and I started asking him questions. He said, "If you want to live, you need to be quiet." He told me that, "Do you look around? Do you see all these skeletons? Do you see all these skulls? These are all from the servants that works for him. So all the 150 servants that you see in that house are not servants. That's his meal. He sucks the blood out of them and he eats their flesh." People, you want marriage and you get yourself into a nightmare, a living nightmare. Then the servant, I started being so nice to the servant, and he came up with a plan. Little did I know, I was getting myself into even bigger, more trap. So anytime he brings food to me, we will sit and chat. He tells me everything that goes on in that house. Then he asked me, "Have you ever wondered or thought why he doesn't eat the food that you eat?" So now I started thinking this all makes sense. So he told me that my parents came looking for me, and my husband lied that I had traveled abroad on holiday, and he gave them money to leave. But then after a while, my parents didn't hear from me. They kept coming back, which obviously made him furious. It made him extremely angry that they kept bothering him. Anyway, my parents decided to bring the media and bring people from the village to come and protest outside of his house. So one day when the servant came, I was so weak at this point, I couldn't even sit to eat. That's because he has been sucking my blood. And apparently he sucks all the blood out of you until you are on the blink of death. Then he eats your flesh. This is how he lives. So the servant said that he's not all human. I'm thinking, what do you mean he's not all human? What exactly is he anyway? He tells me that his parents worked for him and they gave birth to him here. And then the beast, my husband, ate his mum and also did same to his dad. So I'm thinking, hang on. So if you've been here or if you were born in this house, that means he's actually not the age that he said he is. He told me that no, he's over 100 years old. And they do not know where he comes from. They do not know what he is. They do not know what exactly he is. Now this is getting me more worried. I've got no strength. I'm on the blink of death. And I need to get out of here. I need to survive to tell my story. So he told me that if he eats any food that humans eat, it's going to unalive him. So the cook came up with this plan and said that he is going to prepare his meal. And therefore, if I can think of something that resembles blood, he will add that to his drink. And when he drinks it, it will unalive him. That way, all of us can escape out of there. Because he said that when my parents came and the language that they spoke, he recognized it. And it's the exact same language his mum and dad spoke. And he believed that they came from the same village. And hence the reason why he was so drawn to me and wanted to help me out of there. Anyway, the night comes, he prepares the meal. He puts this flour which when it's put in water, it turns red, in his drink. When he drank it, he started smoking, but then he lets out this laugh, and he told me that, "You servant, you think you can unalive me. You think what you put in that drink can unalive me. The man you have been planning to take my life works for me, and he can never ever betray me." So I'm in shock. I'm thinking, how did he know about this? He says he's a god and nothing goes done without him knowing. Then I looked at the servant and he had this smirk on his face. So then I thought I was in for it. This guy was actually digging my grave. So he was trying to get points from my husband by setting a trap for me. And I didn't even know. After he actually cared about me, he wanted us all out of this place. So he came and he started to twist my arm. This is my husband. Then the phone rang and he pushed me to the ground. Then asked the servants to take me back to the cave and lock me. When he came one night and started to drink my blood, I had already prepared from the bones of the servants that he had actually eaten. I used that to make a cross. So when he came and started sucking my blood, I pointed a cross at him and I started praying, and he started screaming, like scattering things everywhere. And he ran out. I was able to run out as well and escaped. I got home and I told my mom and dad everything. They didn't even wait till the next day and they took the police. When they got to his house, there was no house. There was no people there. So this was all a trap. Apparently, it's something that he's been doing by luring in innocent young girls, naive young girls. And he uses that as part of his sacrifice. So a lot of villagers started talking. So a lot of neighboring villages heard about it. Then they started talking. So they came out to say, oh, this explains why there have been a lot of missing young girls in their villages. But they didn't know that it was his dirty little secret. So he moves from village to village and he does that to poor innocent girls. So he was never to be seen again. And this is my story. Guys, what would you have done if that was you in my shoe? Guys, I'd like for you to drop your opinions, your comments on what you think of this story and what you would have done differently. But it's a scary world out there. You think you know the person you're married to until you see the darkest, dirtiest little secret. People, be careful out there. Money is not everything.